Hey guys, Dusty here, and here are my top 6 shoes of 2019. And to give a little bit of history about who I am as a runner, I'm about 5'9", 145 pounds. I don't have any foot issues. I'm usually always in a neutral support shoe, and my half marathon times are about 1:10 when I'm fit. Okay, so we'll get started with shoe number 1, and that is the Cloud Stratus from On Running. This is On Running's max cushioning shoe, a shoe that I would normally never buy. The drop on the shoe is 8 millimeters and it weighs in at just under 11 ounces. So a very big, heavy shoe compared to, well, pretty much every other shoe I'm going to show you today. But when the shoe came out, I thought the color was cool, and I'm always looking for shoes for my easy runs and long runs, and this shoe filled that gap. While I personally won't be racing with the Cloud Stratus, for me it's a great shoe for my long runs or just when I'm heading out the door for an easy run. It has a steep price point at $170 US, but that's really comparable with some of the other max cushioning shoes from other brands. The width of my foot is pretty normal and it fits fine in the Cloud Stratus. However, because of the lacing system and just the overall build of the shoe, if you have a wider foot, the shoe will accommodate that. So overall, the Cloud Stratus fits a wide range of different foot types, and I think a lot of you will like the shoe. Next up, we have the DS Trainer 24 from Asics. Now this is the first shoe out of dozens and dozens that I've bought that has actually had a little bit of stability to it. So this shoe is slightly posted. It is less posted than in years past, so that means a little bit less stability. And from reading some other reviews about this shoe, you could get away with wearing it if you were a neutral runner. And when I saw it in this cool rainbow knit, I had to have it. So this shoe has an 8 millimeter drop, weighs in at 9 ounces, and it's a pretty stiff and firm feeling shoe in my opinion. The DS Trainer fits a little bit narrow, so if you have a wider foot, it might be a shoe you want to avoid. Also, if you're a heavier runner, the shoe doesn't have a whole lot of cushioning, so you might want to choose a different model than the DS Trainer. But overall, for myself, it's a great shoe for long runs when I want a little bit of extra support, and for tempo runs. And I also think the DS Trainer for a lot of runners is going to make a great half marathon and marathon race shoe. And the DS Trainer comes in at $120 US. Alright, next up is the Nikkenvara 8. Now I know this isn't a current model, I think they're up to 10 or 11 now, but I've always wanted a Nikkenvara. I know a lot of other runners swear by this shoe, and this shoe has done really well for Saucony. And I saw the shoe on sale for less than $50, so I had to have it, and it's a very nice shoe. I almost left it off this list because I've only done a few runs in it, but the few runs I did do in it, I liked. Right away I couldn't believe how cushiony this shoe was. It's a very soft feeling shoe for a shoe that's known for being light and really fast. So the Nikkenvara 8 has a 4 millimeter heel to toe drop, and it weighs in at just under 8 ounces. So you're not going to get a whole lot of life out of the Kenvara. They're not known for being a super durable shoe, but it's very comfortable, cushiony, lightweight feeling shoe, and just another option for myself when it comes to tempo runs. Since the Kenvara 8 is an older model, if you can still find it anywhere, you're probably going to find it for really cheap. Fourth on my list is another racing flat. This one is the On Running Cloud Rush. So I originally thought this shoe was very ugly, and it's actually grown on me a little bit over the last few months. Unfortunately, it only comes in one colorway, so this is the color that you're going to get whether or not you're male or female. And this is one of my favorite racing flats. I probably slightly prefer this over the Nikkenvara. The Cloud Rush has a 5 millimeter heel to toe drop, and it weighs in at 7.76 ounces. I've done a lot of track workouts in this shoe and a lot of tempo runs. I've even done a couple of long runs where I had some quality running in there. Width on this shoe goes narrow to normal, so if you have a wider foot, probably a shoe to avoid again. This shoe, just like all of other On Running shoes, has a speed board built in the middle, so basically it's going to load up on every foot strike and help propel you forward. The speed board in the shoe isn't very stiff. As you can see, it's a very flexible feeling shoe. But so far from On, this is my favorite shoe when it comes to racing. I would race anything from 5K, probably up to a full marathon in the Cloud Rush. Oh, and this comes in at $130 US. Number 5 on my list is another shoe from Asics, and this is a super light racing flat, and this is called the Asics Tartars 6. So first of all, good luck finding this shoe in a store. This is a pretty rare shoe from what I gather. Asics used to make a shoe called the Hyperspeed, and that was easily my favorite shoe. That was one of their racing flats, but of course it's since been discontinued. So I went on the Asics website and was looking up new racing flats, and I found this one, looked at a couple of reviews, and thought to give it a go. And yeah, this shoe is very, very fast. The shoe has a 10mm heel to toe drop, and it only weighs 5.6 ounces. So when I put this shoe on, it's to run really, really fast. This shoe is now my go-to shoe when I go to the track and I want to do really fast intervals. And this will probably be my race shoe for 5 and 10K, and even up to a half marathon depending on terrain and what sort of a course it is. So as you can probably gather, pretty narrow fitting. If you have a wider foot, definitely avoid this shoe. If you're a heavier runner, probably avoid this shoe. You're definitely not going to get a whole lot of life out of this shoe. It's not built to be very durable. I do like the grip that's offered on the forefoot, and it does use Asics Flight Foam as well, which is nice. Overall, very stiff and very responsive feeling shoe. So if you're looking for something a lot more minimal and lightweight to go really fast in, definitely check this shoe out. You're probably going to have to order it online, as I highly doubt many shoes are carrying this in stock. And I believe this shoe comes in at $140 US, so it's definitely on the steep end for a racing flat that you're not going to get much life out of. But if you only wear it at the track or for hard runs only and racing, then you might be able to get a little bit more life out of it. Alright, last up on my list for favorite shoes of 2019 is my favorite shoe of all, the new Cloud Flow from On Running. The shoe has a 6mm heel to toe drop, and it weighs just over 8 ounces, and it's one of the most comfortable shoes that I've ever put on. First of all, the new colorway is super cool. I really like this yellow colorway. For being just over 8 ounces, I think this shoe feels much more cushioned, kind of like it's a 10-ounce shoe. But even being as cushioned as it feels very fast on the foot. So I would have no issues wearing this in a half marathon. I think I probably would prefer the Cloud Rush maybe over the Cloud Flow for a half marathon, but I would have no issues wearing this shoe. I wear this shoe for long runs, for tempo runs, for easy runs. It kind of covers the entire gambit of runs that I like to do. I do prefer lighter weight shoes when it comes to my track workouts, but overall this is probably my best all-rounder shoe, and I think over time this is going to be On Running's best-selling shoe. And this new Cloud Flow retails at $130 US. And those are my top 6 shoes of 2019. I bought way more shoes than 6, but those were my favorite 6, and I thought I would share them with you. Going forward into 2020, I'm going to be trying out some Ultra shoes as well as some Hoka shoes, and I'm excited to see what I think of those shoes. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe for more everything running, triathlon, and nutrition related.